Praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Any smart device at David G. Evans, numeral 1, at David G. Evans 1. Won't you like us and subscribe to us? Hit that notification button. Share if you can. Invite a few people to join our conversation this morning as we are that Saturday morning 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time program that talks about all the things going on in the world, but always from a biblical perspective. So the kingdom perspective is where we are centering our conversation, foundations of our conversation. So we love to talk to you. We talk about local events, culture, faith, of course, the Bible, those things that are close to your heart, but always trying to give you a biblical perspective on the things that are going on around you that impact your life, your thinking, your feeling, those things. We're in a very challenging time in our history. A lot's going on, and people need to understand the biblical perspective, and we try our best to align you with that. Call us at 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. That's toll free, 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call. We'd love to talk to you today. We love talking to our first-time callers. Of course, our legacy callers, we talk to them frequently. We're so glad you're joining us once again. But won't you all hit that like button, help us in that algorithm, and we look forward to having a conversation with you about a variety of subjects. Of course, football's coming up. Our great co-host, Pastor Nick, is going to want to talk a little football today, and I'm sure Scott's going to call in and talk playoffs. And do you have your picks already?
I got my preferred is Eagles-Bills.
Okay.
That's going to be a good game.
Okay.
But you can't count the Chiefs. I'm not counting them out till they lose.
I was surprised you mentioned those two teams without mentioning the Chiefs.
Well, I mean, I prefer
the
Bills, Eagles.
Okay.
But that's my preference. But
now,
realistically,
the Chiefs can literally beat both of them, right?
Yes. Realistically, you don't, as they say, to beat a man, you got to beat the man.
Right.
And until the Chiefs are beaten, I got them going the whole way.
Okay.
Until somebody beats them.
And this will be their third in a row?
If they do, it'd be the first NFL team that win 3 Super Bowls in a row.
Did you see the coaching changes that were made over the last week or so?
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised at a couple of them.
Yep.
Pete Carroll's got another team?
Yep, the Raiders,
Yeah.
They brought him in for stability.
Okay.
That's an unstable franchise.
Isn't that the owner's fault?
Yes.
Okay.
So he's
Okay.
They
And I didn't know the guy in Dallas got fired.
Yes. Yeah, they chose not to renew his contract, yes, as they say. Yeah.
I wonder what his walkaway was.
Well, his contract was up.
Okay.
Yeah. Now the Raiders are paying I think 3 coaches now. 4. The 3 they fired.
Okay.
And now Pete Carroll, because their contracts are guaranteed.
That's right.
So they're paying people. That's to me that's dysfunction.
But it's like that in professional sports, though, right?
Yeah. In some teams, yes.
I wonder sometimes is the trade-off. Okay, we need to get rid of this guy, so we can start winning. Ticket purchase will go through the roof. Merchandise will go through the roof. Food concessions will go through the roof.
But even then, now the way they have it set up, they don't need you to buy tickets to make money, because they're especially like Dallas and Vegas, their stadiums are used year round.
That's true.
So they're making money whether.
That's true. And
the away teams will come and buy most of the tickets up. So they're making money. They got concerts. They're making money hand over fist. And
I didn't think that Mr. Jones spent all that money on that stadium just for football.
They have something year round at that place.
Amazing.
And he's one of the wealthiest because he's a great business mind. Terrible football mind.
Yeah.
But great business mind.
Well, his ego tells him he's good at football.
I know.
Yeah.
But that just took never mind.
Well, he probably has his hands on a lot of stuff. And if he would just let the people that could do the thing, he'd probably be a lot happier.
Yes.
But he thinks he knows football.
Yes.
And he's paying all the bills around there, so they let him think he can. Okay.
But it still just amazes me how people with a lot of money are still human beings. And sometimes we think their success validates a certain type of character. When you get to know him, you're like, wow, you're just as crazy as.
Absolutely.
It's-
I think people make concessions for money,
yes.
and the advantages of being in favor sometimes are greater than personal integrity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which probably we talk about a lot today.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's-
I was distressed this morning when I saw President Trump kind of justifying the violence against the officers and against the Capitol, and calling it a peaceful protest. And I mean, are you going to believe what I'm telling you? You're going to believe your lying eyes,
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I watched some of that stuff. There was nothing peaceful about it.
Nothing at all.
I don't call putting feces on the walls in the hallway, which is another level of nasty.
Yeah.
I don't call that peaceful.
No.
I don't call that threatening the vice president peaceful. I don't, windows broken, people assaulted, somebody killed, someone killed themselves as a product of the whole trauma of the day. How do you just act like that didn't happen?
Yeah. Yeah. And to me, this is that a lot of that movement's based off victimhood.
Yeah.
It's all so we have a right to take what we want because we're the victims of
Yeah, but not everybody has that right.
We know that.
Yeah,
we,
not everybody has
Now
that.
we were told for years, stop playing the victim card, stop
Absolutely.
going out there doing
Absolutely.
all that.
But he's a victim. all
And you
day
see
long.
a whole campaign built on that. So
Yeah.
now we're justified in what we do, and y'all are wrong for stopping us from doing
Breaking
what
the
we want
law.
to do. Yes, because we're patriots and we're trying to save our country.
That's just bogus. But now the people that voted for him are saying he's surrounding himself with wealthy people. That excludes working people right from the gate. I was really surprised that he went after seniors. He went after prescription medicine almost immediately, which I have a philosophy. Anything that's going to improve the bottom lines of corporations, they're going to do.
Yep.
And they don't care what they have to cut in order to do it. So we're watching. The welfare of the people is not the high priority. Making profits. So right now, we're just reversing that whole prescription thing. Big Pharma is on his side now, so they can go back to exploiting people who are sick.
Yep. When you saw that line of wealthy people at his inauguration, like, oh yeah, it's
In front of his cabinet.
in front of his cabinet. Now, to me, President Biden said that we're turning into an oligarchy. We've been one for a long time. Corporations have been running the government in the country for years. Influencing for a long time.
Yeah.
Now it's just,
Yeah.
we don't care. We're going to show you out in the open.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then my man with his Hitler salute.
Yeah, that was a big debate of whether he was a dad.
It was. And it's probably one of the compatibilities between the president and Elon Musk is that they're both fans of Adolf Hitler. Okay, so you can't mistake this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And then from the heart, and then he does it twice. I mean, you have a chance not to do it again, and then you figure, well, I can do it again. Well, it must be acceptable in the circle that he is, floating around in now. So I just,
So he's real about that. It wasn't a Nazi salute.
yeah, it was.
And people,
Yeah, it was.
they're showing pictures. I don't.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It was purely Nazi. That's, and he might have done it spontaneously, but that's not a spontaneous move
Yeah,
unless you're indoctrinated.
I know.
Okay. And he is from South Africa, so apartheid, he's not unfamiliar with that. And that's, that's gross discrimination against anybody that doesn't look like you. So I'm glad we're going to talk about the executive orders today. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show. Give us a call. We'd love to talk to you toll free. Anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, give us a call.
And
So-
we'll call in, wish him a happy birthday too. Happy birthday!
Oh,
It's
thank
public.
you. Thank you.
You can't gloss over that. I know we got caught up talking about our normal. It's Bishop's birthday today. He's 73. Y'all call in and say happy birthday.
73. Okay.
Tomorrow we're going to bless him. Praise the Lord.
Okay.
All right. Anyway.
The executive orders,
Yes.
birthright citizenship, that was temporarily blocked. I happen to think there's another insidious plot underneath the birthright citizenship thing. I don't think that the recent immigrants, are the target of this. I think there's another group of people that they're going to attempt to attack the birthright citizenship of, and the people that are being threatened now are the first layer. I think there's another group that he's after.
Who?
Us.
Oh. See.
Birthright citizenship.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're going to fight like tooth and nail.
Yeah. I understand Target joined the DEI. We're pulling all that stuff out, which means whole departments of people are being eliminated. I hear that, I'll call it equal opportunity in government contracts, has been taken away. So that old discrimination can start to happen again. I talked to some people in California, talked to some folk in the Midwestern states, and the deportation thing is going on.
It is, yep.
You know, contract work, affirmative action, gone. Prescription drug prices low, gone.
Yep.
Declassified JFK, MLK, and RFK assassinations. Why just those?
I don't know. But to me, what was the point? This stuff happened a long time ago. Is it going to change anything about what happened? Just
I got this theory. I think that the whole reason behind this recent Kennedy one with the froggy voice is that he wants to be able to say a Kennedy works for me.
Okay.
I think it's so. I think it's so because he's so primal. I think that's the satisfaction he's getting. I've got a Kennedy working for me,
Yeah.
and that makes him feel better. Because money does not change you as a person.
Right.
You can buy your way into certain things, but character,
Yep.
you can't buy that. So I think he's just, And then I saw an interview about the 1,500 January 6th insurrectionists, and I saw that Biden didn't trust them, and said, "No, I'm putting these pardons in now." I didn't know he canceled flights for over 1,600 Afghan refugees.
Yep. They were scheduled to come, getting ready to come over, shut it all down. Their whole thing is, let's get this is the crazy part to me. Let's
Okay.
get everything back to the states.
Okay.
Keep the federal government out of certain things. Let the states have a say-so. My problem is they like big government when it's something when it suits them, when it's selective. But they don't call big government when they do.
They just call doing what they want to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the point of withdrawing from World Health Organization?
He claimed over money because we give the WHO a lot of money.
All right, so what all this tells me is that he's fueling up the dollars for the tax breaks for the corporations and the billionaires. That's what he's doing. He's creating pockets of money because he doesn't want to raise taxes on the wealthy. So he's got to take it out of programs, and middle income and lower income people's taxes have to go up. Okay.
Yep.
So all these people that voted are getting ready to be even more disappointed.
Yep.
And he's, why is he? I don't think he cares about people. But you know what? One of the reasons. Now this is a theory of mine. Now, one of the reasons I think he released the insurrectionists because I think he doesn't mind spending their lives. Because if they try this stuff again in another arena, some of them are going to die.
Yes.
But I don't think he cares about that.
No, he doesn't.
He's going to spend their lives like it's money.
They think he cares.
He doesn't.
He's using them as a means to an end.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
I saw this new comic that I'm been watching off and on. African American guy Josh Williams.
He's on.
Josh Johnson.
He got braids.
Yes.
Young guy. Yeah, on the Daily Show. Yeah.
Very intelligent.
Yeah. Yeah.
So him and Chappelle weave a joke.
Yep.
So he was telling this joke about them taking a friend of his who was going away to seminary to a strip club the night before he was supposed to go.
Yeah.
You see that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I didn't see that.
Okay, so he ties that. The guy's in love, and he comes out of the strip club and he thinks that Cherry, the girl, loves him. And he ties that to the fact that all Trump is doing is dancing.
Yep.
And the folk think he loves
They
him.
love. Yep.
I was like,
Yeah.
this guy's mind is intriguing.
I love smart media.
Oh,
But he calling trying to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, doing this stuff with the Afghan refugees. All these things that have nothing to do with lowering energy prices.
He can't do it.
Egg prices.
He can't do it.
Platitudes of
He can't do it.
let's take Greenland.
Presidents don't control inflation.
Yep.
Presidents don't control the price of groceries. Presidents don't control the price of gas.
Yep.
They don't.
They don't.
But they've got people, they just keep saying it over and over again. And since they don't teach social studies and civics anymore in school,
Yeah.
people actually think a vice president has power.
Yep. Yep.
Vice president don't have any power.
No power at all. Just to do some votes in the Senate when needed.
Mrs. Harris didn't have any policies because vice presidents don't have
Don't
any
have
power.
policies.
Okay.
They
Oh yeah, just go to civics class, but they don't teach it
don't
anymore.
teach it anymore.
Okay. So what else? So you got they got him pulling security details because he doesn't care if these people get hurt or not.
That one cut off. That was before Biden left.
Yeah.
They stopped medical debt from being on your credit report.
Okay.
Because most people
Right.
they go bankruptcy over
Right.
medical.
Right.
So now they can no longer include medical debt on your credit report anymore.
Well, what about the if you're paying child support to a single mother, that she no longer gets the child tax
They're
credit?
trying to work on that now. Yeah.
But supposedly he did an executive order on that.
Now I was looking that up to see. I haven't got any confirmation on it. But
Yeah,
I'll look
supposedly he
into
did the
more.
executive order. And so, either you file for the child support or you get the child tax credit as a mother or a single father, I would imagine. But is he paying a lot of child support? Is that what? That's?
Yeah. No, it didn't happen yet. They're talking about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was under the impression that he already signed it. No?
No.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. We've got Scott from Vineland, New Jersey. He's up first. We got Robin from Bear, Delaware. We've got Tom from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We've got Erica from Atlanta, Georgia. Let's go to Scott. Good morning, Scott. How you doing?
Scott.
Bishop, Pastor Nick, what's going
Hey,
on,
man.
fellas? How you been?
You got
How you
it,
doing?
man. You got it.
Man, if I had y'all's hand, man, I'd be all right.
Yeah, you cut your hand off. That's what you do.
But it's always good talking to you fellas. Use a nice sense of love. And,
Hi.
yeah, you heard her. This Mr. Trump thing, I can't stay away from him. He pardons people in insurrection, but then he got on Mr. Biden and pardoned his son. For who wouldn't do that for their
It
child?
makes no sense. I wouldn't have left my son at the mercy of these people either. I wouldn't have done that.
Nope.
He would have did the same thing.
Yes,
I don't know. He's heartless. He might have kept his son there, but
If
yeah,
your dad's the president, I think you should be able to get a pardon.
Yeah. I know, right?
absolutely,
Man,
I know, right?
come on, man, come on.
absolutely. It just I don't even look at the news anymore because I already know what circus we went through this for round one. So he comes on, click, turn on something else. So that's that. On to something else bigger and better. I beloved Eagles tomorrow. How you guys feeling? And what do the Eagles in your eyes have to do to beat the Commanders?
They've got to throw the ball well. They're going to run, but they can't load up on Saquon.
Absolutely.
They're going to have to throw the ball well. So Washington can't anticipate that 70% of every play is going to be run play. He's got to throw the ball well. They've got to catch the ball.
Yes. I'm interested in seeing how Mr. Hurts moves, of course, with that little injury. Of course, he's feeling fine, but going to wear that brace. But they say he's been looking good at practice. So that's what I have my eye on, his mobility, because we know he uses his legs lots of times to make a play or to get us out of trouble.
Isn't it amazing, Scott, how I guess 10, 15 years ago, quarterbacks were criticized because they wouldn't stay in the pocket and get annihilated.
Absolutely.
And then it became fashionable for quarterbacks to run.
Yep.
And then the big problem with the new age quarterback was that because they could run, they were said to be athletic rather than skillful or
Yep.
intelligent. So now it looks like, and there were some guys back in the day. Jim Kelly used to run. You know, a couple others. Fran Tarkenton used to run. There were a couple other guys that used to run around. But it seems now that if you don't have a mobile quarterback, you don't have a full offense.
No. Because but what you just said, Bishop and Pastor, you probably agree. That's part of the offense. If you want to say that running quarterback all along, what you just said, Bishop.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got to be a threat. Quarterback has to be a threat to take off with the ball, or they can kind of just stay home on you and knock you down.
Yep. Unfortunately, caught up, to the running quarterback scores like Mr. Cunningham.
Mm-hmm.
You saw towards the end of his career,
Mm-hmm.
I believe when he played with the Vikings, he stood in that pocket and he almost messed around and went all the way with the Vikings. Unfortunately, caught up to Michael Vick.
Randall could throw, man.
Yo, he could throw.
Yeah,
He was tossing
man.
the ball.
I believe
he was too old to run like he used to, but
Randall
he could
throw,
toss
man.
it.
He could throw them.
He could. I think he's got the longest. He's got the record for the longest punt. I think they used him to kick the ball off, and I think 100 or 99 yards. His daughter's an athlete too, but Bishop, with your track
she's a high jumper.
Yes, and chip off the old block. Bottom line, I'm looking forward to seeing her in the rest of her
I
career.
don't know if you're old enough to remember this game, but the Redskins at the time, they were called the Redskins, the Washington team, they were actually losing the Super Bowl. And they put Doug Williams in, I believe, in the last quarter.
Yep.
He was first or second quarter, yeah.
Yeah, it was second quarter? Because they were losing pretty bad.
They were down by 10.
Yeah.
And then they went up 42-10 and just blew them out.
They said all he did was walk in and said, "You guys want to win this game?"
Yeah.
They said, "Yeah." They said, "Let's go."
Yeah.
And they don't talk about it much. One of the greatest performances by a quarterback in Super Bowl history. It was uncanny.
And I believe now we're on the Doug Williams tip. I believe he was some history. I believe the first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl or something.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he was a bad man.
And he came from Grambling. He came from HBCU too.
Came from Grambling. Okay.
But they were losing the game.
Yep.
And they were in trouble. And they said, "Well, we might as well put him in now." And Doc, that thing turned around so fast, it was amazing.
Yeah, blink of an eye.
Yeah.
What a quarterback! I think of another African American quarterback. Unfortunately, never won the big one. Was Warren Moon. He was a bad man
Moon
too.
Was good, man. Moon was good.
Just no hardware. That hurt me with him. As good as he was,
So
Houston Oilers.
What do you think the score is going to be tomorrow?
I'm gonna say 27-20.
Okay.
Hey, Jaden Daniels from the Redskins, from the Commanders is good, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
As a rookie doing that,
He's so thin. I'm afraid for him.
He's poised. He's
Yeah,
so
but
calm.
he's like so slim. I
He is
was like,
slim, but
are they going to break him in half?
Man,
Speak
he's so good.
of that before I get off the air with you guys. Take your other callers. How about that knucklehead coordinator from the Commanders? It's the bulletin board material, first of all, and you guys agree on this last one I'm about to say. You think that the officials and referees and the higher up above didn't hear you say that? Now they're really going to be looking for you to do that.
Can I say something to you? I agree with him. What he said was, and this is true.
Okay.
Once the quarterback starts running, you are now a running back. You're not a quarterback.
That's absolutely
They
true.
can blast you.
Absolutely.
And some quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes in particular, and I'm mad at him. He'll take advantage of the rule, slide late, just to get a flag.
You have to get that flag.
Or hesitate before going out of bounds to get an extra yard, and somebody hits him. So he takes advantage of it. But now their philosophy is, okay, y'all want to play, we're going to knock your quarterback out. And I don't blame them.
I think
It's football, y'all.
If you take off running, I think you're open to being hit.
Yes. Blast them.
Not hugged and guided down to the turf. No, that's not supposed to happen. No. Now, out of bounds and all that, no. But on that field between the lines, I think you take off, it's smoking time.
Yeah. It's football, y'all. This ain't ballet.
You're right, it's football, but I don't know if I could have worded it different. People will be looking for that. On the flip side,
Do it to Jaden Daniels.
We can do that. Absolutely. We can do the same thing. What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
All right, Scott.
But I'm ready. Guys, take care. Love you.
Talk to you.
All right, bye.
866-743-8267. We're going to Robin in Bear. Let me see, where's Robin? 6. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning, Bishop and Pastor Nick. How are y'all doing this morning?
Uh-oh, she's sounding all charming and everything. Here it comes.
Well, Bishop, I was going to sing happy birthday to you.
No, don't do that. Don't do that, Robin. Don't do that. Don't quit your don't quit your day job, girl. Don't quit. Don't do that.
But happy birthday, Bishop.
Thank
I
you.
just thank God for you because you don't look a day over 50.
I feel over 50. Yeah. I used to tell my grandma, I said, Grandma, you know what? You don't look a day over 90. She slapped me in the face.
Yes,
But she was like 96 at that time.
Right.
You look a day over 90, girl.
But you look good, Bishop. You're moving around. You're teaching us. And
Yeah.
I just want to thank you for especially teaching on the book of Ruth. That's one of my favorite books, along with the
I
book
heard
of
Pastor
Esther.
Nick came along and did a part 2 on that thing. It was really wonderful, too.
Yes,
Stay in
yes,
flow.
Pastor
Stay in the
Nick.
flow.
State of flow.
Yeah. That was. If you all haven't seen it, a couple Wednesdays ago, I did part 1, he did part 2, and real different look at the Book of Ruth. I thought.
Yeah.
Made it gospel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What else on your
I'll
mind,
be
Rob?
like, go ahead. I'll be going like, hey, Bishop Nick, Pastor Nick, Bishop Nick. I'll be calling him Bishop sometimes.
We might have to consecrate him this year. I don't know.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, Lord. Jesus.
If I consecrate him
But,
this year.
yeah, I don't want to talk about Trump because
Okay.
it's
Don't talk about
I
him
just
now.
can't understand it, and I don't want to start cussing
All right.
online because y'all will hang up on me.
All right.
But
Start talking about something
I
else.
just don't understand the things going, especially with the California fires.
That's just
when you're
silly.
talking about y'all need to get this water
That's
out and
just silly.
cutting FEMA.
He-
I just don't understand what's
It's
going
just silly.
on.
It's just silly. I mean, his solution is that there's enough water coming down from the northwest to have put out all the fires.
Which is insane.
He did not go to school.
I know. Of course not.
Well, if he did go, he didn't stay awake in class.
Right.
Come on, man.
I know.
I know. Yeah. But I'm
Unbelievable.
gonna leave on
They
this.
need
I'm
rain.
gonna leave on this, Bishop, on a good note.
Yeah.
It's a blessing seeing all the young men and women joining, giving their
they're
life
getting
to
saved.
Christ.
Yeah.
It's like every Sunday here lately, the
Yeah.
overflow.
It's been going.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's been going.
Coming from everywhere.
Oh, yeah. They are.
Yes, but you know what it is. It's your teaching, and you have a sense of humor.
Well, the
It's
Lord's
just the way
working.
you're teaching.
The Lord's working.
It's the way you're teaching.
Trying to make it real
Yeah.
so they can understand it.
Yeah, but go Eagles tomorrow.
Okay.
We're going to the Super Bowl.
Okay. So you thinking
We-
the
we
Eagles,
going-
Eagles in Kansas City? Is that what you're thinking?
I hope it's Buffalo. Me and my cousin was saying, because she's Buffalo. She lives in Buffalo. Well, I mean, she lives in Hampstead, New York, but she's a
They
Buffalo.
playing Buffalo
Bills fan.
tomorrow, aren't they?
The Chiefs are playing Buffalo tomorrow.
Yeah, the Chiefs are playing Buffalo, so I'm hoping it's Buffalo. Because she said we won't be cousins if it's the Eagles and Buffalo that day.
That could be a problem.
But-
All right, Rob.
All right, love you guys.
Talk
I'll
to
see
you
y'all
now.
tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
866-743-8267. We've got some lines open finally. You can give us a call, 866-743-8267. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on any smart device at David G. Evans 1. Please like us, subscribe to us, give us that thumbs up, hit that notification bell so we can get at least 1,000 likes today. That would be a very good thing to do. Help us reach that goal. We're going to Tom from Fort Lauderdale, and then what happened to Erica from from Georgia? Okay, let's go to Tom, line 4. Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing, Pastor Nick?
What's
Hey,
going
man,
on,
How
man?
you doing?
Happy birthday to
Don't do it.
you.
Don't do it.
It's cold, Bishop.
Don't do it.
It's 40 degrees down here in
I
Florida.
heard.
Did you see the snow down there in Florida?
I heard that they're wearing boots and stuff.
Yeah, it was snowing on the beach.
Man,
Um,
wind chill in the 30s.
No. Are you
It's cold.
Are you traumatized?
It's bad. It's real bad.
I got a text from one of our retirees down there, and they said it was cold, it was snowing, it was
Yeah.
in Florida.
Yeah.
you got to be mad if you chose to go on vacation this week to Florida. You,
Man,
You're so
if you look at the news, and you see people on the beach with sports, coat source. Like, that ain't good.
Did you see New Orleans and Bourbon Street? They were skiing.
No.
Because
Yeah.
they. And Atlanta was the first time it snowed in Atlanta in 10 years.
Okay.
So the whole city shut down. They're out there having parties, snowball fights, because they never get snow.
Houston,
It
Texas,
snowed
another
like
one.
that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Tell me there's no such thing as climate change.
Last
Yeah,
year was the
right.
hottest year on record.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got this vortex. Man. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Hey, Bishop,
What's on your mind, Tom?
top executives in this country, only 5 CEOs in these companies are African American.
Getting ready to be less than that.
DEI this stuff is crazy.
It's getting ready to be less than that.
Yep.
We make up 5%, 13% of the population, 5% of corporate America's, makeup. It's not only that. The way it's written, if you're a government contractor,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be penalized. He's not just saying don't do it.
Yep.
He's going to penalize you for doing it, and you're not going to get contracts.
Penalize you for doing what?
For hiring, if they
Oh,
think you're
for-
doing something DEI, they're going to penalize you for doing it.
Yeah, otherwise, if you
they're gonna
look at the way it's written,
it's interpretive, of course.
It's interpretive, yeah.
And it's going to make people hesitant
Mm-hmm.
to hire minority contractors.
Yep.
not only that, he told his cabinet to go after people who have these DEI programs, single them out, and make sure we don't use them. I mean, this guy is really it's underlying stuff going on with this.
Do you think, Tom, that this is a 2-year agenda? Because they're going to swing.
No.
They're going to swing the vote back. They're going to swing the vote away from them by the midterms.
Yeah.
So it's got to be something they're trying to get done in 2 years because they know that these policies are not going to be. Even the people that voted for him, that voted against their best interests, are now seeing he does not care. Now, some of them
Now
still
you
will
know-
vote against their
Oh, yeah,
best
they
interests.
will.
But I think a lot of them are like, wait a minute. And these white females who benefited the most from DEI, who voted for him anyway. Okay.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Go ahead.
It's an obvious question, but I would love to hear your thoughts. Why is it that if a minority, person, skin, color, gender, if they're in a position of power, they got there because of affirmative action DEI. But if you're a white male, you got there because you earned it.
That's not true.
Why? That's that narrative that they're spilling out there.
Well, that's not true.
I
That's not
worked
true.
my way into this.
I worked in a lot of corporate environments, particularly the American banking system. I saw white males that should have never gotten a job, but they got it based on relationships, not on expertise.
Yep.
I saw their
Bishop-
jobs sustained because of relationship, not because they were doing an effective job.
Yeah.
Bishop,
So it's okay for them,
I'm
but
gonna,
not for you. Go ahead, Tom.
I'm going to piggyback on that.
Yeah.
I myself was in a lucky position. I would say Lockheed Martin. I knew somebody, and I got a promotion because of that. And the point is, if you don't connect, and it's like total racism. It just has to be. Y'all have been in power for 100 years, and you will bring on people that you know and people that look like you. And people don't understand that you don't even have to be a racist, but it's still going to affect you because they're going to bring that son on instead of their cousin.
Yeah. It's we know the whole world is relationship driven. We know the kingdom of God is relationship driven. So we get that. But this direct attack, and it's not conspiracy. We see it happening. Every sect of society where fairness was trying to be meted out to them, they're attempting to reverse it now.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to tell people. It's not like black people want to be above whites or anybody else. Just give us a fair shot like everybody else. That's equality. But again, it looks like oppression.
Well, yeah, equality looks like oppression to the oppressor.
Yeah.
So, but here's the problem. I actually have compassion for Hispanics, Asians, Palestinians, Muslims in the country, who all white females who voted for this administration, because they're about to find out what it's like to be black in America. Attitudinally, circumstantially, vocationally, business-wise, they're about to find out.
Yep.
Okay.
There was a guy, he's a cattle herder, right?
Okay.
And he has migrants doing the work.
Yep.
And they interviewed him, and his thing was, they're not going to come take our immigrants away.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Because they know we need them for work.
Oh, no.
And if he took all your immigrants away, how long would you last? He said 2 weeks.
Of course.
But again, I still support.
They're taking them.
Yeah.
Bishop, Pastor Nick, I'm still wondering, here in Florida, what are they going to do with picking these crops and building these buildings in Miami?
Well,
They're mainly migrants that do this stuff.
something's going to slow down, or either they're going to have to pay people that are not of color some exorbitant amount of money to half do the job, and then consumers will have to eat the increase in costs.
Yep.
The whole thing's stupid.
Yeah. Now, Bishop, this may be crazy, but I have a prediction.
Okay.
He's trying to overturn the 14th Amendment, which is birthrights.
Absolutely.
Now, if that happens, if the Supreme Court supports an executive order overturning an amendment, I bet you when it's time for him to run again, he'll go up to the 22nd Amendment and say, I can run again through executive order.
You know, they're trying that now.
They're already trying that.
Some guy's trying to put a thing in that says the president will be able to have a third term as long as it's not consecutive type thing. So it works out where Obama wouldn't be able to run again, but Trump will be able to run again because his terms weren't consecutive. So, I don't think it's going to pass, but
you know what happens? He'd have to go get 2/3 of Congress to support it, supposedly, because it'd be a constitutional amendment.
yes.
But I think if he proves that he can get rid of the 14th Amendment, he'll be able to get rid of the 22nd
Well,
Amendment.
he'll try anyway. But there's
Yes.
the Republicans have what I call cyclical ignorance, because when they do these types of things, they always get knocked out of the box in the midterms, and then all they are is spoilers for the next 2 years. But they're really turning a large segment of people against them this time, and I don't understand who's driving the bus, or the agenda's just for 2 years.
It's what it is.
You know. Thank you, Tom.
Hey, Bishop, happy birthday again, and I
Thank
hope
you.
you have many more.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, take care.
Bye-bye. 866-743-8267. We're going to Denise on line 5. Good morning, Denise. Oops. This thing's acting up again. Let's try Yvonne. Hey, Yvonne, how you doing?
I'm doing better, Bishop. Thank you for asking. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Mine's is coming up on the 15th.
Nice.
Well, gracefully aging.
Yeah.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Thank you.
How's things in Oakland Park this morning?
Very, very cold.
That's the second time we're hearing that, you.
I got my Uggs on.
Yes.
I got on a turtleneck and corduroy boots. Corduroy pants. Okay. But the Eagles are going to win.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Florida, the housing is ridiculous. There's no low to moderate income housing for people like on retirement, unless you go into a senior citizen community or something like that. It's difficult. I'm trying to get something going, but we'll see what happens with that. Bishop and Pastor Nick, I really wanted to talk to y'all about the dreams and visions I've been having about some things about the housing, because I have background in real estate. But anywho, other than that, Pastor Nick, what's going on with your right leg?
My right leg? Oh, my knee. It's this weather. It's been popping.
I've seen you doing that these past couple of weeks.
I'm moving a lot. Yeah, just kind of stretch it out a little bit. Just
Okay,
all
get
that
better.
COVID sitting in the chairs and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And not being
Yeah.
as mobile.
Deconditions you.
Yeah, I'm getting back into the.
Yeah, deconditions you.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we discuss these dreams and visions, guys?
So, why don't you tell me briefly what kind of dream you're having?
Okay. People say that you cannot see the face of the Lord. I think I have. There's also a vision where I have my arms stretched out, and it's almost like the Red Sea kind of thing. The
Okay.
people are there. My arms are stretched out, but there's a bird or eagle behind me that's covering my arms with the wings, and we're covering the people holding water back.
Okay.
And then another one is where I'm standing on a rock and the water is up to my neck,
Okay.
but I'm okay.
Well, there's several things going on. First off, I don't want you nearly as concerned about the Lord's face as you are discerning His presence. When the Bible talks about His countenance, it is as much about it is more about His presence and an awareness of His presence than it is about actually seeing a face. So if you see a face, His face, you believe it's His face, fine. But you can validate that face by presence if you're aware of His presence. Now, whenever you see eagle's wings, that talks about protection. Whenever you see those wings protection and there's a flood involved, that means the flood's coming, but you will be safe. The other dream about you standing on the rock is the same implication. But here's the other part. Stormy seasons in our lives are positively navigating those seasons depends on our foundation. So you're standing on the rock, type of Christ, the flood water comes, but you're not harmed. That means stay connected to your foundations, stay connected to your faith, and whatever situation comes in like a flood, you will be fine.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, sounds good.
Y'all
Now it sounded so easy.
Yeah.
Now, also, Bishop,
Yeah.
we talked about fellowshipping in the South Florida area. How are we going to get this
we're
going?
actually talking about it because now, got Tom, got yourself, we got Danny,
yep.
and he told me that all of you all are like within 10 minutes of each other.
Yes, we are.
And so we have been actually talking about it and, trying to get a consensus as to number of people that are down there. And, we would love to start a work down there. We'd love
Okay,
to.
so
We're-
how do I stay in the loop on that?
Well, all you got to do is to keep in contact with us, and we know who you are.
Yep.
And
Okay.
before we even have a Bible study, we will absolutely have several weeks of announcements so everyone in the Florida area, because we've got tons of people that are faithful to the ministry, are fans of the ministry in Florida, in the areas that you all live, and from all over Florida actually. So if we set up an initial service, kind of Bible study, worship service thing, I think that would be how we would kick it off.
That would be good.
But stay strong.
That
We'll
would
keep you
be good.
posted, all right?
Okay, thank you. I appreciate you guys.
All
Love
right.
you guys.
Talk to you. Bye-bye.
Be safe.
Let's see if we can get Denise back again. Are you there, Denise?
Yes, sir, I am.
How you doing?
All is well. How are you?
Welcome to On Point this morning, daughter.
Thank you so much. Feliz cumpleaños to you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now, my 87-year-old has been watching the news intently, and she said to me, we've been here before.
Absolutely.
She said, there's nothing new under the sun. She said, but this time it's going to take more than marches and holding hands
Mm-hmm.
because there won't be water hoses and German Shepherds.
That's right.
And I said, well, that's historic and profound all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's so very true.
Absolutely. You know, the new minorities that are now considering themselves minorities who did not before this administration are shocked by all this. We are disappointed, but we're not shocked.
Yes. Yes.
I got that sentence from Pastor Nick. We're disappointed, but we're not shocked.
And
It's
Pastor
constant,
Nick,
yes.
you and Reverend Tiffany did such a fantastic job. I love it when you two are together.
Thank you. Glad it was good.
Yes, but I just wanted to call in to share. She's newly 87, so she's still peacocking a little bit.
I understand. My aunt's 92, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So then, you know, she
But I
called
wanted to
she
call
called your
in.
aunt young girl.
Yeah. I wanted to call in and say happy birthday and thank you so much for what both of you do for all of us.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Have a good weekend.
Tell my man I said hi.
I surely will.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
We got a few more minutes. About 9, I think. 866-743-8267. 866-743-8267. I see these shootings are still going on. 2 St. Louis officers were fired after they didn't help a man with a gunshot wound due to the fact that their shift was ended.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck's going on?
They got called to it. They was like, we got 30 minutes left before we're off. And they circled around and didn't really help the guy out. 'Cause the guy
No.
tried to commit suicide.
Okay.
Didn't help the guy out. And then another officer came to help the guy.
Mhm.
Then they circled back around and came back, but didn't tell the officer they were on the scene first.
Mm-hmm.
But the body cam footage revealed they were there first and they
Sure.
got fired.
I'm watching
Yeah.
the country become less humane,
Mm-hmm.
and that lost humanity in a lot of circles is acceptable.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I find myself recently in the last months or so asking myself, is this America?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you know, the place where everyone theoretically is supposed to be able to live together,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, a country built on differences, but common goals. But I'm just flabbergasted that, you know, we're watching the disintegration of humanity.
I'm not trying to be spooky here.
Yeah, yeah.
But you help me out here.
Yeah, go ahead.
If they started the country on violence, racism, sexism,
Mm-hmm.
only care about certain people,
Mm-hmm. That never went away.
that spirit,
Yeah, it's consistent.
it's consistent and it keeps creeping back up.
And the thing that's crazy is anything that would seek to remedy that
Mm-hmm.
is seen as an hostility.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
It's unfortunate. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah. And let's be real here. The Constitution and the Declaration of Independence was only meant for a certain group of people.
Mm-hmm.
Even poor whites back then were limited in what they could and couldn't do,
Absolutely.
rights-wise.
Absolutely.
So it wasn't until Andrew Jackson that he started being the poor man's president and they started having an uptick. But before that, those things were only for property owners and certain people.
I remember
Yeah.
when we were doing 4th grade social studies,
Mhm.
and we were studying the building of America,
Mhm.
and the most of the people that came from the European countries came over as indentured servants.
Mm-hmm.
And they were not the cream of the crop. They were the discard
Yep.
of those nations, and you had to come over here and, you know, you got your voyage, and you had to work off your debt over 7-10 years.
Yep.
But it wasn't the cream of the crop citizens that were sent. It was the criminals, those they wanted to get out of town, and they sent them over here to this new frontier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you know, people want to forget their history,
Yeah.
but we actually were not the first slaves brought here. Okay.
And poor whites and blacks had a great relationship at one time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the indentured servants, and then they masterfully shifted that around when they made, you know, the
Too
poor
much
whites.
unity.
Yeah, too much unity.
Too much unity.
They had to divide it.
Yep. Let's go to Danny.
Yep.
Good morning, Danny. How you doing?
Good morning, Bishop.
Morning.
Pastor Nick, staff. How y'all doing today?
How
We're
you
doing great, man. How's things in Florida? I hear it's cold down there,
Yeah.
brother.
Bishop, I'm not going to bother you no more.
We thought your phone lines froze. It took you a while to call. Like, he's okay? He's freezing?
I hear you guys got 40s and cold and snow, and is that true?
Yeah, in the Panhandle area, which is like Tallahassee, Pensacola, that area, Jacksonville is extremely cold. They have the snow, but we're freezing. We're cold down here. The wife having a field day for the week. You know, she get to wear the whole outfit. Everything is cold.
She had the boots and the hat and the fur coat and everything working this
Yeah,
week?
yeah.
Oh, my.
Yeah. So,
Oh, my.
It is cold. So, but I just couldn't let the day go by without wishing you a happy birthday.
Thank you,
really,
man.
Celebrate with you, Bishop. Thank you for everything that you've done, and wish you the best.
Appreciate
it. Just to add on to something that was said before, is that was not that they're pushing for certain things here in Florida that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, I've always said it. If you want to find out what's going to happen next, look at Florida and see what they're doing.
Okay.
They were making these laws about the immigrants,
Mm-hmm.
rounding them up and what have you. There have been jobs where the crews have not shown up, construction jobs.
Really?
Here in South Florida.
Okay.
They have not shown up.
They're afraid of being arrested.
Stop construction. No workers.
Yep. California, they say almost 75% of the immigrant workers didn't show up to the farms.
Can you blame them?
This week. I don't blame them either, yeah. So now our oranges and all the crops and stuff, those prices are going to have to go up.
They
like
are
you said,
going up.
it's and the corporations aren't going to eat the cost.
No, they're not. They're going to pass them on.
Yeah.
Somebody told me this week they paid $9 for a dozen eggs.
I'm all for fair immigration. I'm not sitting there saying that everybody should, but if they're here and they're helping with the economy, we got to find a way to help fold them in somehow.
But
the ones that are here.
They're not thinking about that.
Yeah. But they massively did it. Immigrant, criminal. And you hear people all day long. Immigrant, like the two are tied together.
I had an optometrist tell me that, and I said, you wouldn't be implying that every immigrant is a criminal, would you? Well, no. Then what are you talking about?
Come on, y'all.
I would drop this one so you can understand it too. Is that our brilliant governor? He wants to go ahead where they would outlaw shingles roofs.
Why?
It's cheaper because that's what the majority of the people are able to afford.
Okay.
What he's saying is that if you have a hurricane, when you replace your roof, you can only use tile or either metal. Tile or metal.
Okay.
Most expensive materials, and then therefore the insurance companies do not have to pay out as much as in the long run. But they're making all the money. The roofers are going berserk over this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But these are just things that are coming up.
Yeah. Well, we're getting up to the end of the program. Yeah. Please tell your wife I said hello.
We'll do, Bishop.
And thank you again.
Enjoy. Yep. All right.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Our last caller of the day is Las Vegas, April. Hello, April. How are you?
I am fine. How are you, Bishop?
Doing great. How's things in Las Vegas?
Ooh, it's here. It's going. It's 35 degrees this morning.
What?
So it's cold. Yeah, that's what we say. You can see people are up early because it's so cold.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm like, let it go. It's not New York, y'all. And they're like, yeah, but. I said, no, this is good. And it goes up to like 60. Mm-hmm. But, Bishop, happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Many more.
Thank you.
I will always be a part of your congregation, that word, congregation, and I thank you for all the knowledge you spill to us every day. It's needed. It's a blessing. But how do we talk to the children? I have nobody around me. Everybody's on the East Coast with you, and they're trying to get closer to your church. praise God,
Good.
so they can become members,
Good.
which I'm loving.
Good.
So, okay, but how do I talk to children? Because this world is going a little crazy, and I'm worried for the grandchildren that I'm not around, and what they're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried for me, because I'm scared. I don't know what to do in this world today because this is not our USA.
Yeah, I think one of the things that there's an insecurity. People don't know what to do.
Right.
And one of the things I've always cherished about the Bible, it is a blueprint for life. It's the greatest advice for living from day to day. It's a book of wisdom, which means the knowledge that we have, get from it, we can use on a daily basis. And I think that, young people want to be a part of something greater than themselves, something that reaches outside their immediate environment. And the kind of church we have and some other churches that I'm aware of, you can become a part of something that is greater than you and feel like two things can be accomplished. You can accomplish your personal goals, and you can accomplish your goals for the world at large. And that's one of the things that I think is appealing to people. It's a relational place. It's not an institution as much as it's a relationship here at our church. So, but if they come, if you can just get them in here, then it's
I'm trying online, in person. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get them.
Yeah, if they get in here,
But
the deal's off.
That sounds so
deals
good. That sounds so good.
Well, it's
It
so good to
really
hear
does.
from you.
But thank you very much, Pastor Nick. You are the best. Keep it up.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, you are a star.
Bless you.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Talk to you
Guys,
soon.
have a wonderful day.
All right,
Take
bye-bye
care.
now.
Thank you. God bless you. Happy birthday again.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. Well, we've come to the end of the program. Tomorrow, of course, is Sunday.
Yeah.
And our 8 a.m. service is virtual. Our 11 a.m. service is in person. You do not want to miss this unusually powerful series on prayer that we are in. God has given us another perspective, and it's just making so much sense. Of course, January is the month where we sow our first fruits. If you have not done that and you need to understand first fruits better, all you have to do is look at the services in December, and you will see some mini lessons on the first fruit process. You don't want to get left out. It's entitled Let God Do It. If you're interested in news updates during the week, you can text BBC News to 28950. That's BBC News to 28950. If you need some inspirational lifts, it's BBC Elevate to 28950. We would love to pray with you. Send your requests to prayer@gotobethany.com. That's prayer@gotobethany.com. We want you to subscribe to David G. Evans 1 and BBC MNJ on YouTube, but also subscribe to our podcast platforms, DGEMS, David G. Evans Ministries, and On Point. Pastor Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop David G. Evans. Remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you. See you next time on Point.